Hey, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here, and I am back with another review of All the Queen's Men, Season 3, Episode 3, No Way Out. And the synopsis for this episode says Nurse Johnson is caught in a compromising position. Casanova's undercover operation hits a snag. Trouble feels unappreciated. And Big D eagerly pursues Dime despite Amp's threats. So, before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all, and it will let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you like the video, which is the thumbs up button, write a comment, and share. Anyway, let's jump right in. So it begins with that nurse giving Mr. DeVille Madam's father head and sucking real hard on it too, and loud. And she said, "Oh, I got your attention." And he replied, "You sure the F did." And she looked at him shocked, and he had a sly smirk on his face. He said, "I felt you, biatch." And she tried to get off the bed and leave, and he told her to sit her ass back down. And then he asked her how many mofos has she done this to. And he said he got her just where he wants her, and she was whining and saying she was sorry. And he said, "Stop whining, biatch." And then he pimp slapped her with the backhand, the backhand one. Pat! And he told her that he's a pimp. And he told her that she's a pervert and a biatch. He also said that he gonna show her how to F a pimp. And he pushed her head down and suck his ding-a-ling-a-ling and told her he better not feel no teeth or else he was gonna pull them out one by one. I said, damn. And then he just laid back and grinned as she did as she was told to do. And I was like, whoa. And she was like, anyway, now we have Madam, Tommy, and Joey walking into her office. Joey's checking to make sure it's safe, and then Joey questioned Madam about her dances, and she stated those niggas will bleed for her. And he showed her the picture of Fuego talking to the Detective Davis outside of Eden, because he said, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Where did you get that?" And he said, they were able to get off surveillance or something like that. And Madam said she's already on it. So then Blue comes in and he stops her at the door. And Madam told him that Blue is the one person who has access to everything. So Joey is leaving out, and Blue tells him that if he ever puts his hands on her titties again, and she said titties, she gonna put her foot in his ass. And then Blue showed Madam money that is being used in the club from the Black Rock Boys or something. And it's the money that was stolen from her. Then Madam told Blue, as she did Tommy, she wants to find Casanova. Go find him. And Blue is like, okay, I'm on it. Then we see Casanova in the back of Detective Davis' car. She asked why did he go into her computer, and he told her why. And she said some of her files have been modified and changed, and she don't believe him. And she thinks he did it. And she feels that Madam has gotten to him. So she's pulling him off the case and told him he can't go back into the club. And he said, "But I'm so close." And she says she don't give a hootie in the blowfish, because at this point he is compromised for tampering with evidence. So she drove him back to the precinct and wouldn't let him get out. I mean, he could have jumped out the door, but then he might have lost his damn job, Anyway, then we got Trouble. She wants to be in the dressing room with the premier dancers. All of them are Doc and Midnight and Face and all of them. And they tell her to get out, and she brings up the fact, that if it weren't for her, they would be in trouble. And then she left saying they stink anyway. Then Doc and Face ask Fuego if they're good, and he's looking at them like, "What do you think?" And they're like, "Yo," Face is like, "We don't have to school you again." And he was like, "Just don't say nothing to me." So they let him know that they thought he was the enemy because he talked to the police. But now that they know he isn't, they're good. So, and Doc told him he would kill for him too, or fight for him or be there for him if he needed him. So Fuego just got up and walked out. And Amp learns that they were given orders by Madam to kill Fuego because Amp asked. So he goes out there with Fuego. Then Midnight tells Doc and Face that Amp got a body on him last night. And they like, "Word, what happened?" And he tells that what Trouble did to save them from being arrested. So they're like, she's gonna be a super annoying now, thinking she's down with them and stuff. So, Doc was like, that's good, but then Face is like, nah, because then she thinks she cool. Anyway, next we have a scene with Fuego and Amp outside of the club eating, talking about what is going on and saying that they wanted to get out of this life, but Amp let Fuego know that he's not going to go be able to get out at all. And he said, my aunt will find you. He told him, yeah, you should go. Go ahead, go. But she gonna find you. She gonna lose it, and then she gonna find you. Then he shared what happened with his ex. This is Fuego sharing what happened with his ex, and Amp spoke about it. Of his probation officer found out any of this, he'll be back in jail. So they both was having their issues, because remember, both of them was trying to get out. Amp wasn't trying to stay in that life, and neither was Fuego. Fuego was going to college, doing his computers, always in his books. He's the good one. And, TP took over, directed, and now Fuego's not a good one. Now Fuego got a body on him or whatever. Now Fuego, it's just like, you could tell the difference from when Christian Keys was doing it and when Tyler Perry took over. So now we have trouble walking up to Blue and Madam, in the club, thinking she down now for that stunt she pulled. She's popping off with the mouth, asking are they hating on her because she's a female, and saying how she brings in the cash. And Blue told her that Madam didn't want to talk to her in the first place, but then she told her you're going to get your time. And she just wouldn't listen. And next thing you know, Madam pushed past Blue. She pushed Blue aside and laid into Trouble's ass by first telling her that the first step of being down is shutting the F up. Then she tells her she's too effing eager and in a rush. And when she's on stage, it should be about the ladies and not about herself. And that's all she does. And Madam told her if she want to get some money, she needs to start making sure the ladies, they don't want nothing fast. They want you to take your time. They want a freaking fantasy. She said all that. Then Madam ended with, get the F up out of my face. And if I hear you mention about what you did last night again, you will never get on that main stage. And that's how that scene went. Now Big D is up by Dime in the DJ booth, and she's back being standoffish. And then Amp shows up, and all of a sudden, he threatens him with the gun like symbol, the two fingers together like pow, like he could get killed or something like that. Now, mind you, Dime was trying to get rid of Big D, but when Amp comes out, then she pulls him over closer to him. All of a sudden, she got Big D close to her. And if you ask me, Dime is being messy and causing this issue between these two. They shouldn't be fighting, but Dime is just doing this stuff to try to get even or get back at Amp. And it's so stupid. So Amp says, some rude things about Dime to Big D, such as she has been with everyone in the club, and Dime gets loud and yelling stuff at Amp. Then Madam hears her and comes up and asks, what the F is going on? And she makes both men leave and asks Dime, what's going on? And she says nothing, and Madam tells her to be careful with this effing ish. She's like, I don't want no more problems in the club, and Dime is causing it. So Dime apologizes and Madam leaves. Then Blue comes up and tells Dime she needs to kill that ish. And she claims that she's tempted to F Big D to get back at Amp. And Blue is looking at her like, nah, you just want to F him because you want to. And Dime tries to dismiss her, but we all know. Anyway, because when she got up and introduced him, she was talking about how he can make her wet. Well, anyway, Blue gets a call from Concierge Brother saying that he sees she's still alive and that he's going to finish the job. Blue tells him that when she was eating his wife's coochie coo, she told her she was the best she's ever had. And he told Blue that he's going to enjoy killing her. And Blue said, you know where to find me. Then he said that his wife means nothing to him now that he knows she's touched her. Then Blue hung up. And now we have Detective Davis and Officer Watts interrogating Casanova. They got him in an interrogation room, and he sticks to his story and doesn't give up any info. So they said they're going to charge him for tampering with evidence. Casanova's trying to come up with reasons, like all these reasons why, they shouldn't and arrest him and saying that he's innocent, but it doesn't work, and they handcuff him. I was like, damn. So now we have Madam, Blue, and Tommy in her office, and they're talking about Casanova. Then Blue shares that Concierge Brother called her. She tells Madam what he said, and then Madam told Blue that she is staying at her house tonight. And Blue is like, nah, I'm good. Let me just get this Igga. And Madam said, What do you two not understand about playing chess? Until I figure out what concierge is up to, we do nothing, okay? So basically, she's a little shook, and they realizing it. And what she's not telling them is that her father told her that what she did to Lotus, which was the concierge wife, was stupid or dumb. I don't remember which one he used. And that he taught her better. He taught her to be smart. So yes, our dear madam is a bit worried, as Blue stated to Tommy. I said, oh, shooky, madam, little worried. So now we have the dancers tipping out to dime. Fuego has an attitude. Amp tosses the money on the counter at her. Face is smiling. Doc is real cool when he hands it to her. Trouble has a bit of an attitude, saying it could have been more, but she ain't get no time on stage, all that type of thing. And Blue is like, F her. So anyway, Midnight is glowing about how much he made and then offered to walk Dime to her car. But she looks over at Big D and says she'll be okay. And Midnight sees her look over there, and he sees him and says, oh, okay, go do that then. Midnight funny. So she goes over to Big D and he tips out, and then she agrees for him to walk her to her car. And as they walk to her car, she tells him about a thing she had with Amp and that Madam is his aunt. Now, and she said, don't mess with him, no mess, because that, you're not going to win, basically. Especially, like she said, and Madam is his aunt. So now back at Madam's house, Joey's talking to her, and he sounds as if he's trying to let her know she needs to get rid of Tommy so that he can step in, and Madam ain't even trying to hear him, and she lets him know that. Then her phone rings from a number she doesn't recognize. So she asks Joey to give her the room. And it's that nurse, I think her name is Natalie, from the nursing home where Madam's father is in. And she puts him on the phone. And Madam's like, Daddy? And he tells Madam what she did and that she will now be the go-between and running messages between them. Madam asked, can he trust her? And he said, hell. She starts pissing herself whenever I even start talking. I said, oh, snap. So then Madam asked to speak to the nurse, and she tells her that she's lucky her father is protecting her, because if he weren't, she would walk right in there and blow her effing brains out. And the nurse said, I'm so sorry. then she told her that if Madam told her that if she sees anything, suspicious at all, she should call her and end it with, you take good care of my father, you hear? And she said, okay. And then it ends with Blue and Tommy walking through the Eden parking lot when they notice a car sitting there. They go look into the window, which seems to be open, down or whatever, and it has the body of Concierge Brother's wife in it. Then Tommy says, it's a bomb, and they run, and then the car blows up right in the Eden parking lot, which you know what that means. That's bringing more drama and police to Madam's business, and Madam is not gonna like that. So that's how it ended. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode, and I will be giving y'all episode 4 in maybe 3 more days till we catch up and I'm on time with the weekly schedule. Okay, I hope you all don't mind. This your girl Barbie J saying I'll see you in the next video. Peace.